Welcome to Lightning Strikes, home of the Oak Farms Premier League. We are from our brand new studio that Larry just got done building today, and I hope you enjoy it. This is week number 21 of 36. We'll review that real quick. And anything else exciting happen there?
Well, they finally hired me here at ESPN, Tom. It's great to be here with Chris Berman and Joe Theismann from the old days. And we have our own studio here in Bristol, Connecticut. We're actually live from Bristol, and we're talking about Fort Myers.
We are.
Fort Myers, and we're sending it back to Bristol. What are we doing?
I don't know.
I love it. How about this view, ladies and gentlemen? This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I'm part of it, and I love it. And here we go. A little recap time.
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about the first match. The first match was Rob's Filthy Beard, who's in 12th place. They're 37-35 overall. They went 16-8 against the 6th place team, 42-30 Lightning Strikes. And we saw Panacaro shoot 598 scratch against Eisenberg's 552 scratch. We saw Jay Feather go 628 with handicap against George Simba, 653. We saw Josh Brown 458, 620 against Clark Holman's 527, 647. Close match. Shot Rob Thor go a little bit crazy. Shot 689 scratch, 764 against Chris Rich, who shot 717 scratch, 759, Larry.
Well, an unbelievable match, but this is the one match here that shows you about how the league equals out. The Beards team, 22-65 scratch against 24-22 scratch, so they really get beat bad. But then the handicap kicks in with 471 pins against 228. The handicap is why they won 16-8, but that's why the system works. You got a lower average team, 188, 194, 174, 207, taking 16 points against a team with a 220 average bowler, a 224, and a 219. That's very good averages, but they couldn't win.
How about the Rob Thor versus Chris Rich match?
Great match. Obviously, Chris Rich is bowling very well this year. I'm impressed with Chris Rich.
I like how he throws it. Yep.
He likes to loft the ball. He slides behind the foul line a lot. A little unorthodox there, but he gets it way over the foul line, about 6 feet aloft. Can swing 10-5 as good as anybody in his house. Right. Can swing it to the dry real good. Not many guys go 10-5 on this condition. Kind of unique watching it, but he's got it down. That's his wheelhouse. He knows how to play a lane that way. A lot of guys don't know what he's doing. They don't realize there's something to that.
Absolutely. I try to play that. I try to play off the dry like that too.
Yeah, he's lofting 10-5 and hitting the dry early with a lot of loft and making it work. Interestingly enough, you got 3 guys on the team now that are bowling very well, and yet they only take 8 points.
Yeah, it was team total was 27-36 at 2650. 2,600.
That's actually a pretty low score compared to a lot of weeks, but scores seem to drop down a little bit in the last 3 weeks. Not as high as they were. I don't know if it's the cold weather, colder inside, colder lane beds. That has a lot to do with it. Mo Pinnell did a big video on that with cold lane beds and cold bowling balls coming out of the trunk. He says it changes the bearing point of the ball and impact, and it's actually a smaller part reading the lane because of the temperature. I don't know if that's the case. Another thing to think about is temperature now, lane conditions and temperature, Tom.
Wow.
And lane surface temperature, ball surface temperature, bowling center temperature, all as a factor in what Mo says. I believe that too.
It's always cold here.
I believe, it's very cold. I believe the temperature is a factor, but the Beard bowled well, 689, bowled fantastic, 764 with handicap to just beat Rich in total by 5 pins. Normally 759 with handicaps an automatic.
Win.
Yeah, and he didn't win. And I think the Beard really carried the team.
He's a giant killer.
Yeah, he bowled very well.
Self-proclaimed giant killer.
Self-proclaimed giant killer.
All right.
And that's why we have him wearing a Lightning Strike shirt in our tournaments, because he's a
walking
billboard.
He bought his own.
He's a billboard.
I was going to get him one.
Shirt.
I got another one.
Rob the XXX Beard shirt.
He's going to have 2 shirts now.
Yes.
If anyone needs a big shirt, well, Rob has 2.
They won't buy me a shirt because I'm so skinny you can't read anything.
That's our bowling.
Yes.
All right, the next match is going to be the Eddie Foods team. They're in 20th place. They are 28-44. They won 7, and they bowled against Killer Tomatoes, who are in 7th place, 42-30. What do you think about that match, Larry?
Well, Killer Tomatoes did the same thing the last segment, bowled very good early, and Larry Littman bowled very well. He's not bowled well on our live podcast. He did this time. Jerry Lake bowling well, Chris P. and Greg Lindsay all bowling very well, but they didn't win anything. Amazing. Again, the handicap got them. They're getting 80 pins a game against 153. So that obviously Apolloni, Martin, Lippman, and Engels are the first three besides Freddie Engels are handicap bowlers. Freddie Ice 668 like clockwork. What a bowler he is, averaging 220, well over the age of 50. And Jerry Lake bowling very well, but not enough to make a difference with the team. And Jerry's a very good bowler, averaging 220. But Eddie Foods, they got it going a little bit last time, and then lost it again. They're a good team, but they can't win.
Greg Lindsay led 683, and and Chris bowled great 647, and Jerry Lake bowled solid 658. But man,
now if you look
Killer
at their
Tomatoes.
score 2802, if they're bowling Thor's team, they win.
They do.
Who shot 2736, but they shoot 2802 and they lose by 69 pins to Killer Tomatoes. It's 42-30. Nice little move for the Killer Tomatoes. One thing about Bobby Martin and Larry Lippman, they are in here every day. They bowl more practice games than anybody in this facility. They love it. Fred Engels is a lock 220. Bob Apolloni at 174. If he were to improve a little bit and get on a little run and get his average up to 180, that team could make a mark and maybe stay in the top 10.
They're in 7th.
Yeah.
They were leading the league, weren't they?
Yes,
for the
they
first
did.
week.
Very early. Very early. I'm happy for Larry Lippman.
Me too. Great guy. Always makes me happy. All right, the next match is going to be Fig Jam Alert. They're in 10th place. They're 38-34 this season, the second half. They won 15-9 over the second place team, Build One. What are your thoughts?
Well, obviously, Fig Jam is explosive, 2704 scratch. A lot of teams are getting that with handicap. 31 pins a game, the lowest handicap in the league, 2797. It was actually pretty close. A couple of shots either way, they could have lost. They did have a good night. Stouffer back. Alshire, bowling well. Ratchin bowling well. Ricky Ward, 717. 2704. But I said earlier on our shows, they need to shoot 2700 scratch every week to have a chance to make a move.
Yeah, that's right.
They put a 2550 out there, they're going to get bombed. They're going to lose 20 points. So they also bowled a very good team with Adam Tripota, Blake Barnard, Joe Scordado, and Davian Swiney. But Davian's struggling. Blake bowling pretty good. Joe's pretty good, but 2500 ain't going to cut it against Fig Jam when they're 2700 scratch. They beat them 200 pin scratch, and the handicap just wasn't enough. Even though they're a low handicap team, 75 pins a game, it wasn't enough to beat Fig Jam.
Yeah, Ricky Ward bowled solid. He had 696, all pretty decent games he had.
Yeah, Ward is great. Ward is bowling very well, average up to 227. Look at those averages, fantastic. Low average on a team 221. And that could go to 225 or 6 in a month because Lee Rathkins shoot 780 4 times.
Shot 800.
So obviously he's waiting to explode. Stouffer a little erratic, coming back 744, bowled great this past weekend, 2 shots away from winning.
He did.
So and we'll talk about that after. But 15-9, 38-34. Again, they're only 4 games over 500.
I know.
They can't make this
I
big
don't know what's
move.
going on.
And second place, there's Build One. 45-27, very interesting.
Very good team.
Yep.
Very good team. All righty, what do we got here? Next match is going to be the TIK Transport team. They're in 3rd place. They're 44-28. They won 7, lost 17 to the 8th place team, 40-32 this second half. Audi of Fort Myers.
Well, this is the first time that TIK has had a little chink in the armor. It's the first time in 15 weeks they didn't win 8 points or more. So they need to keep, their pace going. But they were averaging 667 for 12 weeks. They took two out of every 3 points for 12 weeks. All of a sudden, they actually bowled very well for a big handicap team, 24-53. But Gary and Barry finally bowling well. John Smokowski really bowling well with 702. Ray Stevens, 663. 26-11, 211 over. Again, that's a team getting a lot of handicap. If you look at their averages, at 135 a game, shooting 26-11, that's good bowling. That's going to get you a lot of points.
Yeah, TIK Transport. It seems like when Preston Willis bowls well, the other team doesn't, and then when Mark and Tony bowl well, Preston doesn't. They don't seem to be like clicking like they were.
They're the only high handicap team in the league that's really been on a roll.
Yep.
A lot of people are thinking, well, sooner or later that's got to end. I hope this isn't the end because 7's not good. But they bounced back from being way down.
Yeah,
And
the
then
first
went on
half.
that 12-week run. They need a 12-week run coming up within the next few weeks to stay close.
Oh, they could.
They definitely want to make the top 8 in the league. That's the key.
Yeah, I think they will. Next week we'll have the playoff standings, so
Right.
look out for that. That'll be
Right, our
exciting.
playoff standings.
Yep. All right. The next match is going to be. It's going to be Autism Awareness, 21st place. They're 28-44. They went 14-10 against Big B Bowling, who's in 23rd place, 23-49.
Yeah, 2 teams, excellent bowlers, pretty good averages, but going nowhere fast. 23-49, 28-44. Neither team has really ever got it going. Big Bowling had it going about the first
They
5-6
did.
weeks.
They were in
And from
top
them
5.
on, nothing. They've been just going down. Wayne Toplin bowling
Great high in the
and
league.
bowled very well the last 2 times in tournaments here, is really throwing the ball well. But other than that, Brandon Carlton struggling. Sean Curtis 566. And Robert Hilton 628, way below par for Robert. Robert's got to shoot 672 every week to even give this team close to a chance, because he's not getting a lot of handicap. Toplin carrying the team, but not enough. A loser again.
How about Wayne Toplin and Robert Hilton this weekend?
Wayne Toplin and Robert Hilton both making
Fantastic.
the top 5 and a step ladder a week ago. Hilton bowling great this weekend, finishing second. The weekend before, Toplin making the step ladder. Toplin the last couple of weeks has bowled great in league and great in tournaments.
Yeah, Wayne was high senior out of the cut, but
Yeah.
he bowled against Kim 4th over.
Yeah.
And they were 7 and 8, and he struggled because Wayne plays straight like me, and it seemed like the lanes are a little burnt up
Yeah.
on the outside. He really couldn't get
Yeah.
left enough. But man, Wayne's been bowling fantastic.
Wayne's a good bowler.
He's really
Wayne
good. I'm
knows
impressed.
his game. He knows exactly what to do. He's very loose. He's a big man. He's taken 7 steps. He's figured out a way to get his timing and his swing loose by taking more steps. He's not cramping it up where everything's got to be too perfect. He sort of gets things moving with a couple of walking steps.
Yep.
Kind of cool how he does that. I like that. It's a nice tip for a bigger man
Like me?
that's having timing problems. Add a couple of steps. Instead of having a 5-step approach, take 2 shuffle steps starting with 7.
We'll get it done. All right, the next match is going to be Brightview Financial Group at 11th place. They're 37-35 this half. They went 10-14 against the 17th place team, 33-39. Mike Boyd's team, Stupid Corner.
All of a sudden, Brightview, there's a chink.
They are.
All of a sudden,
Fists
they
are
can't
struggling.
win. This is a team that dominated the first 18 weeks. They bowled well, 194 over, but they lost 14 points to a team that just bowled 3 over, but the handicap beat them. All close games, every game close, total close. Anything there would total like one strike either way. But Brightview now has to start wondering.
I think it's John Pfister. He's down to 227.
Yeah, Pfister's been dropping. He was at 235. He's lost
Yeah.
6 pins in average since he took the league lead over Stolfer. He's never recovered once he lost it. And Hamilton's only
Going
5 pins
great.
away
Yeah, he's
from
going
him. And
great,
at one time,
Bobby.
Pfister had 15-pin lead over
He
Hamilton.
did.
So now all of a sudden he's 5-pin lead over Hamilton. Amazing how it can change. They bowl very well when you look at 25-94, a very good number, but with only 150 pins handicap versus 324, they couldn't keep up.
It's very tough. Tyler bowled well, too.
The
Tyler bowled
90% of
68.
235 is the equalizer in this league.
It is.
That's what I really love, too. I like parity. I'm a person that's run leagues before. They were scratch leagues. The only way this league would be successful is this equation, and it is very successful. There are handicapped teams that can definitely match up against the big boys and beat them. That's what it's all about. There's more handicapped bowlers than there is scratch bowlers anyways. I mean, they're about 98% of the market to begin with.
If you bowl good, you win. If you don't bowl good,
right.
they're not going to bail you out.
Good, I'm glad. Attention all handicapped bowlers, we want you.
That's right. They'll be here next
We
year.
want you here in this league on Wednesday nights.
All right. The next match is going to be Naples Fire Protection, who went 13th place. They're 37-35 the second half. They went 11-13 against the 9th place team. Hockey Baby who's 38-34 this half.
Again, very bad for Naples Fire Protection.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Just there, nothing there. Just a really good team with nothing. 30 under, 99 pins a game, and they got beat pretty good. They got to be wondering too, because they've never put a run on yet. And this is a team that can definitely put a run on.
They have the players.
But they haven't. And they've got it going a little, and then all of a sudden nothing. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's chemistry, but I've been watching it all year. These are all very good bowlers and they're friends.
They're good friends.
But they can't gel. And that's what it's all about.
They can't fire
There's
at the
got
same
to be a
time.
rhythm. There's got to be a pump up. There's got to be adrenaline flow. You got to believe you can win. And even though they're good, they can't make a move. I've never seen a 4 or 5 week run by this team yet. No. And I really thought I would, too. And I
thought they were going to win the league.
I hope it happens. Good
yep.
team.
I mean,
and Hockey Babies bowl well all year.
Yep, Chris Hubach, solid.
Good, they've had some very good weeks. They're definitely above 500 for the year. They're always in the plus column.
They're in the playoffs, I think.
Oh,
top
yeah,
8.
they're in the playoffs. Good team. Jimmy Shirk bowling well. Very balanced. Again, not a real high average team with 211 and Chris Hubach, but when you look at the balance here, 589, 595, 626, 650, very balanced, kept them in the hunt. They didn't lose. They took a point. 12 and 12 is even, so they picked up a couple.
Bob McIver's their low man. He pops in a big score here now and then. Yep. And Hubach solid and Evanchek solid. I mean, it's a good team.
They lost the first game, won the last 2, snuck out total, and by the end they beat it pretty good. But it was doubtful. And game 2 they put it on with 853 to 740. Good team. Good future.
All right. The next match is going to be OMWB, Old Men with Balls. They're in 4th place. They're 44 and 28. They went 18 and 6 against the 14th place team, the Goats, who are at 536.
Roy Paris. It doesn't surprise me a bit when Roy Paris shoots 687, even though he's a 202 average. His game is flawless.
Absolutely.
When he gets locked in and gets a ball reaction, he can repeat. And Matt Hodgman, very good bowler, 702, kept the team in the hunt. 18 and 6. That is a wonderful night. 29.68 with a $1.38 a game handicap. 25.54 is a great number for a high handicap team. A great number. And that's got them in the hunt now in the second half. They're in 4th place, and they got to be pumped up. Now they know they can be competitive in this league. It's the highest they've been.
No, last season they've been out and they bounced around the top 10 like all season.
Yep.
Then they had a bad run where they finished like 12th or 13th the first half.
Right.
Yeah, when they're all together, Roy shows up and Brian bowls solid, and when Matt bowls well,
I like that.
They're tough to beat.
I like when Roy bowls good. Nobody works harder on this game than Roy Paris. He is the model of pursuit when it comes to a man who wants to bowl good. That's why when I see it, I'm never surprised. No. He bowls in here every day at 5 o'clock. Set the world record for Guinness's for most practice days in a row at 5.
Yeah, he was struggling too. I got him a game breaker 3.
Yeah, good.
Same ball I
good,
use.
I'm glad.
I seen the ball get down the lane because he's a little too slow. And he throws 14 pounds. I didn't know that.
The team that they beat, with Covington and Rucker, that's a good team.
Really good team.
They put a hammer to them. 24-11, 27-14. They got bombed. They lost by 250 pins and totals. Oh my God. I wouldn't have bet on that at the start of the night either.
Neither.
It's a funny world we live in.
All right, the next match is going to be 24th place Aches and Pains. They took 7 against Beach Bowl, who won 17, and they're in first place this half so far. They're 54 and 18.
Big James carrying the team with
712.
Pulaski struggling with only 567. McAlanic 752. You expect that from him. Joe Gatewood struggling. 27.02 taking 17. That's a break. They should be looking up, thanking the stars for that one. 27.02 taking 17 points. It's not a high score in this league. They got a break.
It's a gift.
The Sealy Smith Smith team has been struggling all year. They've never really got anything going.
Yeah.
19 and 53. They got to be very disappointed. I would expect that team to probably break up. And I don't say that because they're bad bowlers, but they can't win.
I don't know, what is it? Joe Smith bowls good.
They can't win.
Mike Smith's bowling great. Every tournament he's making money out here.
They're a good team on paper, but that's the problem. It's on paper. And when you look at other teams with the same averages, for whatever reason, they're in 6th or 5th or 4th. It's amazing when you see the identical team average for 4 men in 24th, but another team is in 5th. It's unbelievable.
Back to back, I don't know what's going on.
I know. Hard to believe.
Yeah. All right. Let me get the next one. Let me get this up here. We'll go on match number 10. There we go. New software. All right. Diamond Security at 5th place. They're 42.5 and 29.5. They won 14.5 against 9.5 against the 16th place team, EBA Pro Shop. 34.5, 37.5 this season so far, Larry.
Well, again, Scott McDonald taking over for Rukoski, that's a difference right there. That's a difference maker. Not that Scott McDonald bowled bad, but if Rukoski shoots 7-14, everything changes. So they lose 100 pins because Wachowski obviously is the guy that can do that.
And Rackers in Vegas.
And not that Scott can't, he's both great in the league, but all of a sudden, without him, it is not the same team, whether it's, psychological or whatever. They all bowled well. 25-59 is a great number. And there it is, 27-24, taking 9. Another teams with 27-02 took 17. So again, it's a luck of the draw. Obviously, the Clark, Schumacher, Rizzo, Cooper team, that's a team that can strike. Look at their averages.
Yeah.
Great averages, 209, 220, 225, 225, 26-40 scratch, 14-5 automatic. Great bowling. You got to get 14 out of that with 28.
It's nice when you have a sub come in named Scott Cooper, shoots almost 600,
Scott Cooper
698, and then Rizzo shoots 700.
Very good bowler.
That's
3
good.
lefties. but Schumacher 613, not bowling well the last month. The other two 704, 698. They shot 1,400 doubles. Should bowl left-handed doubles tournament, those two.
They should.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, match number 11. Match number 11 is Rolling Thunder, who's in 18th place, 31.5 to 40.5. They won 8 and 16 against Taps, who was in 19th place, 31 and 41.
Well, again,
Danny
Danny
Hyam.
Hyam, bowling very well with 709, and Bobby Taylor struggling, but 2492 with 348 pins. 2840 is a big number right now, and Rosser, Toten, and Klein and Jakonski just didn't have it. They're probably lucky to get 8 points. They bowled 22-22. They are getting 510 pins handicap. The other team is getting 348. So they only spotted 150 with 22-22, not enough.
Yeah, John Totten's father passed away.
John
so
Totten
he had
went
to
out, send our best out to John.
And also Daniel's.
Sorry to hear about your dad.
Daniel's father passed
And
away
of course,
too. It's awful.
Danny Hyam's dad, Gene, who I had on my live stream on Wednesday nights, the man that fought the Battle of D-Day on June 6, 1944, was a tank commander, landed at Omaha Beach there in Normandy, France. Passed away Wednesday night, and what an honor it was for me to meet him and talk with him. And he left us in '96, an Ohio man, drove coal trucks before he went into war, and because he drove coal trucks, he decided to drive a tank like big vehicles. And tank commander on D-Day, sitting here watching us bowl the early part of the season. I'll never forget it.
Real hero. He's a real hero.
Oh yes, he is a real hero.
All that nonsense with
Never
these
forget it.
kneelers and stuff being called heroes.
Yeah.
All right, the next match is going to be our last and final match is Frankenbeans, who's in 22nd place, 25 and 47, went 10 and 14 against a 15th place, 36 and 36 Loot.
Well, 29-44 for Loot. That's the best they bowled all year. Look at the scores. Lassick with 42 pins, and Billy and Lamar all shooting close to over 600. And they're getting 167 a game. 24-43 with a team that does not have a 200 average bowler. 2 195s or 190 and 188 and a 176. 24-43 for them is a monster. That is a monster for that team.
That is.
But it's not enough. They're in 15th place, batting 500. I'm surprised at Frankenbean's the second half. All of a sudden, nothing.
Reggie Kahn showing up.
Reggie Kahn bowled great with 740, but not enough.
Yeah, the front nine. I thought he'd shoot 300, Reggie Kahn.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Reggie Kahn looking good.
He is
Chucky
looking good.
struggling, 628, 256 start. Not enough for Chuck to maintain over Darren Lamar with the handicap in there. The last two got him, 202, 236. Darren Lamar, 194 average, got some handicap, 36 a game against Chuck's 20. So he could go right around him.
Yeah, MVP Durkin's been struggling a little bit lately also.
Yeah, Durkin's went down a little, but that's the team that has the most consistent averages, all within 3 pins.
Yep.
Look at that, 4 pins, 211 and 215. Amazing.
It is amazing. All right, that's it for this week. I know you missed us last week. We had a lot of issues with you got to do software and audio issues, everything. So
well, we're trying a lot of things, with our cameras, our new software. Obviously, this little studio look that we have here, which I think is fantastic. Anyways, we had an unbelievable tournament this Saturday, and the most exciting finish we could have ever dreamed of. The last game with Mark Pulaski Jr., 83 pins down behind Dave Stouffer, shooting 298 to go from 5th to 1st. And I've been saying in that tournament that with the 30 bonus pins in Game 6, I could see somebody in 5th or 6th place going to win. I said it, and lo and behold, somebody in 5th jumped 4 bowlers. You got to bowl good, 279, 280 and up. The kid shot 298.
That's
Best
great.
I've ever seen him bowl.
Oh yeah, every ball
Yeah.
was like just
Oh
all
yeah, that
packed.
was a great
Wasn't
298.
spraying or nothing that last
No,
game.
they were pure shots, and we're thrilled about our Saturday action. Again, we've got it coming this weekend. Our live streaming Wednesday night with our new cameras, our new camera angles, and our little production here, which we changed today, which is wonderful.
Good job,
And we're
Dennis.
learning it. You know, we're both rookies at this, even though I've watched a lot of TV, and so has Tom. This type of production is new for us. We've never done this every Wednesday and every Saturday, and we're learning, we're adding. Tom, you're doing a great job with
Yeah.
all this software.
Yeah, I look like
I love it.
I look like
I like our studio
I look
here.
like a whale next to you.
I feel like I'm
Look like an elephant.
airing from New York City at the top of the Empire State Building here, the way we look with your little studio.
What are your thoughts about the senior 5-gamer this weekend? I
think
can't
it's
wait for
gonna
that.
I think it's going to be great. Obviously, we've got some great local seniors. You know, Freddie Engels and Wayne Toplin. There's some guys that can strike.
Also, Collier and Huff are coming, they
I
said.
think if Collier and Huff comes in, I've been waiting for that because obviously their records are impeccable when it comes to the world of bowling. 2 great players. That's what we want. We want the best seniors, literally, from Sarasota and Bradenton to Naples to come in and join us. The food is great. Dave Covington's now operating our bar and our restaurant, 58-year-old great bowler. We're just loving it.
Yeah, I love it here.
And our Saturday action is the highlight of the week with Wednesday night, of course, because we can live stream and talk to all of you around the United States. I've had people now from several countries on. Peter Canat from Germany, and
saw that.
Winchester from Australia.
Bob Peters?
People from the West Coast, Oregon, Maine. It's happening. 7,000 views a week.
Bob Learn.
And Bobby Learn's been watching.
Awesome.
I'm going to go to his Hall of Fame induction. Today, Laurel and I were looking at plane flights for Las Vegas.
Great.
I'm going to be there at the USBC Hall of Fame inductions for the first time as a USBC Hall of Famer. Last year I was inducted. This will be the first time I'm there with the rest of the Hall of Famers as a Hall of Famer. I can't wait. I never knew how exciting this would be until it started happening, and just thrilled with the kindness that I received. But I like to pass it on. I like to be kind to the people. It's made me a better person to be a Hall of Famer. I feel like I owe that to the bowling fans and the bowling community. So that's part of what we do here at Lightning Strikes. Every bowler is important that walks in the door. Every customer is important. Our leagues are important. Our live streaming is important. And we try to treat people the best we can here.
I've been in bowling business a long time, and this is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, I love it. Our staff is bonding.
So awesome.
You know, we're coming off a pretty tough time here before this owner took over. This place was destined to be a parking lot,
Yep,
and we're bringing it back. Now it's fun.
it is fun.
It's fun to come to work.
Never knew we could have so much fun in
The
the bowling
food is
center.
great. I'm going to get a pizza as soon as
Yeah,
I get
food's
off
good.
the air here.
All right.
But anyways, what do you think?
Not much.
I love the studio. Look
Alright.
at the way we look.
You must be tired with that
I feel
hammer.
like,
Swinging a hammer all
I
day.
feel like Sports Center.
Saws and hammering. All right, that's it for this week. We'll see everybody on Wednesday.
See you all Wednesday evening for live streaming, and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Done.